The Royal Rumble started off strong. I mean, the women's Royal Rumble match was the best thing about the Rumble. We had so many like little seeds planted for stories. So Charlotte was number one and Alexa Bliss was number two. I really liked that they didn't fight in that first 90 seconds, right? With just them two in there. They kind of teased each other, which I thought was pretty funny. I thought it was a good moment. I feel like they probably are going to break them up in the near future, possibly. But I am very happy with how things went and how they did that. But Charlotte did accidentally send Alexa over. So I'm sure that will cause even more friction. Charlotte lasted a long time too. She was in there for what, an hour? Just a few seconds under an hour. She did really good. And then we had a good moment between Becky, Natty, and Maxine. Becky did send over Maxine, but Natty sent over Becky. So I really think there's going to be some kind of story there. I do think Natty is going to eventually go for that IC belt. And I kind of hope she wins. I do love it on Becky. I'm ready for Becky to move on to bigger and better things, but I think the IC belt would look really good on Natty. Sol Ruka sent over JC Jane. And let me just say, the NXT ladies in the Royal Rumble. So we had Lola Vice, Sol Ruka, JC Jane, Kalani Jordan, which was a surprise. I was not expecting Kalani Jordan at all. But all of the NXT ladies did a phenomenal job. And Sol sent over JC, so maybe they are setting something up between Sol and JC. Maybe Sol is going to go for JC's belt, because I don't think anyone is right now over on NXT. So that could set something up. And then, of course, we're going to have something with Sol and Zarya. We remember Zarya on NXT not having the best day. Potentially splitting Zarya and Sol up, or Sol's going to go for the NXT belt. I am surprised that Sol isn't on the main roster yet, but hopefully soon. And then the big one, Liv sent over Raquel. Amazing. I don't know which way they're going to go with this. So they could keep it kind of the same and just Liv could easily explain, Raquel, you have your title match coming up. I'm going to get this one. We'll help you get that title. And then I'm going to go for Jade. Right? So then they will each have a title. Raquel, hopefully she'll win against Stephanie. We'll see. She has her Philadelphia Street match on Monday, but Raquel could have that championship and then Liv could have Jade's championship. And they could keep it all in Judgment Day. Judgment Day has all the gold. Or they could go the route that I think a lot of us want them to go and start splitting up the Judgment Day. Maybe Raquel is like, fine, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to win this title and I'm going to go be amazing, essentially. Or, I mean, Liv could even turn face. I don't know. There's so many options with this. It's very exciting to see where they go. I don't know. I feel like they're going to do the bring all the gold to the Judgment Day, but we'll see. There are so many routes that they could go with this. I just thought it was exciting that Liv threw out Raquel. And Liv did go on to win the whole Rumble, which is awesome. I'm very, very, very excited about that. Again, just the women's Rumble took it home for me. Easily, is it a match? It's going to be the match of the night. They all did a wonderful job. And we really didn't get any surprise returns. I mean, Brie Bella returned. That wasn't for me. I felt very indifferent to that return. The crowd loved it, which is good. I'm glad she got a positive reaction. But for me, I was very indifferent to it. And I don't think we really got anybody else. I was hoping for Bianca. But alas, I feel like her finger is still bothering her. And that's okay. Moving on to AJ and Gunther. I'm not gonna lie here. I am kind of shocked that AJ lost. And I can't tell. I mean, they have an official thank you collection on the WWE shop. He almost put his gloves in the center of the ring, but then he put them back on, which was misleading. I don't know if he meant it to be that way. But I mean, if he retired, he didn't even like get a speech. It just was anticlimactic, I think. It was just shocking. I guess I wanted it to be a definitive win or loss, which it was. He technically passed out, so he did lose. I guess I just wasn't expecting them to retire him this early. I thought we were going to get the phenomenal farewell tour. But I guess we'll see. AJ might be done. AJ might be retired. But their match, it was a good match. I struggle with Gunther's wrestling style because it is slow. But AJ kind of balanced it out pretty well. AJ cut his elbow open pretty early and just left a mess everywhere. But yeah, overall, their match was great. Again, still kind of in shock about the ending. Not sure how I feel about it. I got the definitive loss, but I don't know how I feel about it. It doesn't feel quite real. I'm like, nah, he's not retired. They're still gonna weasel out of it somehow. Like they're still gonna bring him back and be like, he's not technically I don't know what they're gonna do. He might be done. He might be done. I don't know. Moving on to Drew and Sami, and I'm not gonna lie to you on this one. Couldn't have cared less about it, even if I tried. I'm glad Sami didn't win, just for the storyline wise. I'm not a fan of Drew. I'm not really vibing with his character. I don't know what it is. I cannot pinpoint it about Drew. I liked his bored at work era and him like building to the title, but there's something about his character right now that I'm just not vibing with. I don't like him. But I'm glad Sami didn't win just because he was in Saudi. And I think they can build maybe a better story when he finally wins the belt, because I think he will. He will eventually win that belt, right? Sami needs something different. I don't know. I don't know about you. I'm kind of tired of the underdog story. Like, Sami, how long are you going to be an underdog? You've been pretty much the same character since I started watching 3 years ago now. So something's got to change. I don't know. I just feel like the underdog just isn't underdogging anymore, and something needs to change. But I do think he will get that belt. I'm glad he didn't yet. They can build a better story. It was too soon. I'm glad they realized that. But I'm quite shocked that he didn't win in Saudi. The match was fine. Really the main thing I didn't like about that was when Sami hurt his lower back. They shouldn't have replayed it because, one, he didn't hit his lower back. You could argue that his landing shocked it. You could argue. But Drew immediately exploited it, threw him in the apron and his lower back, and it's like, well, it's clear that no matter what happened, Sami's lower back was going to hurt. And that's just something else he's got to overcome. Oh, he got hurt, and now he's got to work through this. Same old with Sami. I'm sorry, but that match was meh. Then the Men's Rumble. It started off shocking. I was not prepared for that. My prediction was that Braun Breaker was going to win, and I got humbled real quick. Braun Breaker came out as number 2. Obafemi ended up being number 1, which was really cool to see. But Braun Breaker was number 2. They kind of played that off well, don't you think? Paul Heyman confronted Adam Pearce at the pre-show, made a whole stink about it, and they're just kind of like playing it off like that. Them showing that Braun Breaker was number 1 wasn't an accident. Got to do what you got to do, I guess. Damage control at that point, but Braun Breaker was number 2. We had another masked hooded figure attack him. People think it's Seth. I do not think it's Seth. He did get stomped. I don't know. I feel like the only thing that makes sense is Austin Theory, right? That's the only one that makes sense. We'll find out eventually, maybe, but I guess if it was Austin Theory, are they breaking the Vision up? Are they booting Braun Breaker out? No idea, but I don't know who else would make sense to take out Braun Breaker specifically if it's not Seth and if it's not Austin Theory, since he was the one that took out Seth. I still think Austin Theory is secretly working for Seth Rollins somehow. He's a mole, mark my words. But Braun Breaker, he got stomped. That person threw him into the ring, and then Oba immediately eliminated him. So I was like, well, there goes my prediction. So I have no idea who's going to win at this point. But Oba, Oba looked very good. He kept that ring cleared for like the first, I don't even know how many entrants, like 5 or 6 entrants. He looked really good. Oba on the main roster is going to go very well. But I'm a little surprised that they didn't have any NXT guys in the Rumble. You could argue that Oba, Javon, and Trick, but they're technically main roster now. But yeah, no NXT guys. The only surprise that we got was the AEW signing, which I think his name is Royce Keys now. He went by something else in AEW. I don't know him. I don't watch AEW. So, I mean, if you liked it, let me know. If you're excited for him, I hear he's good. So seeing him more in the future, I suppose, will be exciting. I just don't have any feelings towards him right now. Mr. Iguana showed up and La Parka showed up. They're always entertaining and fun. I don't like that Finn wasn't in the Rumble. I don't know. hear me out. No disrespect to anybody, but you couldn't have put Finn in instead of like Rusev. And I do enjoy Mr. Iguana and La Parka, but you put them in above Finn when I feel like Finn would have really made sense in the Rumble. I don't know. There's some choices that have been made that I just don't know. I want to be excited. Roman Reigns won, and I don't know. He barely goes here. I understand he's probably going to choose Punk. They have their history, right? CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, technically. So there is something there. It's just too much time between, I think. Because like I eventually forget that stuff happened. So I get the long form storytelling. I get the storytelling. But there comes a point when there is too much time. Like, especially for us that don't follow it that closely. Like, I'm not going to be able to recall something that happened months ago. Maybe that's a me problem. I don't know. But I don't retain this stuff as well as maybe a lot of people do. So for me, it's just like, oh, okay. So it doesn't feel like it's things that are happening right now. It's like, oh, remember this feud that was months ago? We're going to call back to it at WrestleMania. It's like, okay. What about all these great stories? What do you mean? So we're clearly getting Drew, Jacob, and Cody, because Drew Claymored Cody, wasn't even in the Rumble. Obviously, he has a title. So he Claymored Cody and got Cody eliminated. Again, Drew, every time he shows up, just exhausts me. But so that's happening. And then Brock Lesnar. Don't even get me started on Brock Lesnar. I'm not even sure if his elimination was meant to happen the way it did. But Jay's entrance was long. So things are on a timer here. Jay's entrance was long. So maybe it was supposed to happen and it just felt like it wasn't supposed to happen at that time because Jay's entrance was still playing. Who knows? I love Jay, but we gotta stop running it back. We got to. It's too much of a joke right now, you know? I do like that Roman got in there and was like, run it back, and then Jay's like, okay, but then he attacks him. So he uses it against him, essentially. But then Jay quickly forgives him and helped Roman. Anyway, I wasn't a fan of the Men's Royal Rumble. If you couldn't tell, I don't know. Chad Gable's back as the original El Grande Americano. So Kaiser as Grande Americano entered first, or not first, but entered before the original. So Chad Gable returned as El Grande Americano. They did the Spider-Man meme, which I was kind of hoping that Chad Gable would have returned as Chad Gable and would have been like, see, told you the whole time it wasn't me. I feel like that could have been funny. But we'll see where things go with this. He was the original El Grande Americano on the Jumbotron. So we'll see where they go with that. They're clearly planting that Kaiser's Americano is an imposter. I don't know. I'm almost exhausted of the El Grande Americano gimmick. It's good to see Chad Gable back, though. He looks jacked as hell. When Braun got eliminated, I didn't know who to go for. I was like, I have no idea who's going to win this. A lot of people expected Roman to win. But I was like, well, maybe Randy will get it. But he didn't. And I'm assuming they just weren't ready to have a second person win 3 Rumbles. Who knows? But Roman building to CM Punk, it makes sense. I'm just salty about it because so much time has passed. But Roman Reigns, CM Punk, it's going to be awesome at WrestleMania. So I suppose we'll just be patient and let things play out. I will be most annoyed if we see Roman Reigns like a handful of times before Mania. I don't know, just like show up more, you know? It's too much time passes and then I stop caring about it. Again, that's probably a me issue. I just know we're not going to see him very much. It's like when Brock Lesnar shows up and just wrecks house. It's like, why are you even here still? What's the purpose of you? Honestly, I hope we get a match between Oba and Brock, and I hope Oba beats the crud out of him because it's Oba's time. And Brock Lesnar just needs to go away. I'm just getting nasty now, but I would like Brock Lesnar to pass the torch to Oba, I think, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. And that was the night. I am very happy that Liv won. Everything else after was meh. AJ and Gunther, good match, but still in shock of that ending. It was a Rumble. I don't know. I was hoping it would be a little better. I don't know if my expectations were too high or what. But our next PLE is the Elimination Chamber. We'll see where they go with that stuff. I just want to be excited about something. So hopefully by then I'm excited about something. I guess those are my thoughts about the Royal Rumble. I wish it was more positive. I tried to stay very positive, but unfortunately, yeah, some things I just wasn't a fan of. We will see what they do in the future. My mind is always open to change. So hopefully they give me something to really care about in the near future. But as always, I would love to know what you thought of the show down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one.